also believe the success of contact will require other nations and nationalities
Sene Raigari, Alaran Sene.
Oromia. So many examples. One minute is already.
Togen, your quality, your woman.
The other struggle must continue because they are determined dismantling Oromo nationalism, destroying Oromia, dismantling Oromia, and in fact, it is said Oromia, Oromia region will be divided into 8 clusters, which means dismantling the unity of our people. And this must be totally opposed in every way possible. Every way possible. And it is the right and the duty of our people to defend themselves. So, our people will not say we break away from Ethiopia. We must be able to govern ourselves in our own territory. We do not ask for others. Large nation in the country, every country in the world in Ethiopia, where a single largest national is not able to administer itself using its own language, its own language for its own people. They have already started dismantling even the teaching of Oromo language. What is coming? What is planned for our people is nothing but returning to the 19th century, the 20th century, where our language, our culture, our identity were continuously under attack, and the Oromo were the most humiliated people in Ethiopia. Even today, anyone cannot say fully, I am a proud Oromo in Addis Ababa. Is there more insulting than that? Today, in the city, at the center of Oromia, our people cannot speak their language with pride. Is there more insulting than this for our people? It is only, I finish now, only with the struggle of our people, the future of Oromia will be determined. Thank you, Dr. Banti.
Thank you, Professor Muhammad. Baay'ee fayyadaa galatoomaa. Silaayyuu ati hangaatu isheen ammayyuu lakkoo qabdi. Amma danda'ametti gender wantoota nama sadii fi dhiira nama qopheessinee isaan keessaa ati hangaatu tekniikii praktisaa jiran jetti. Barsiifata Oromoo mootummaa ce'umsaa kana keessatti maal ta'uu qabaa? Hireen dargaggootaa maal ta'uu qabaa? Yoo danda'ames hawaasa ofii magaalaa amansiisuu dabalatee maal ta'uu akka qabu yoo dandeesses yaaduu kana keessatti maal ta'uu qabu?
Kaya! Yan din yun.
The Oromo Diaspora community establishing YMCG. The past experience of Oromo have paved the way and created clear awareness as to the final direction for its ultimate express form. Especially the past 10 years have confirmed a consensus that a peaceful means of political transition is not available for Oromo and Oromia, and the abduction of the Oromo political leaders, imprisonment, killings of Oromo political members and supporters, and the closure of all offices of the opposition parties are an example of the evidence. And as a result, Oromo is left with the only option of being recognized, reorganized to create a collective political platform for all political ideologies to flourish, compete, and receive a proper representation. And as a result, Oromia National Transitional Government, ONTG, has came about. Yet a timely solution to what has been lost after limitless political compromise. ONTG is incomparably best ultimate goal Oromo could ever have imagined. Before I proceed any further and delve into the topic given to me to explore, I would like to respectfully show a well-deserved gratitude and honor to the Oromo Liberation Front, OLF, and its current leadership for bringing forth such an idea, especially the chairman, John Dowd Ibsa, who led this initiative in an unthinkable situation during his house arrest and at a time when his comrades and the entire top-ranking officials are the high-profile and current political prisoners in Ethiopia. In this seemingly impossible and incredibly unthinkable situation, OLF yet again has managed to bring about the ultimate political situation, not only for Oromo, for OLF alone, but for the entire Oromia. This unreversible political journey is designed to facilitate a true democratic process which will equally participate all Oromo political organizations to constitute a proper governance for Oromia by the means of facilitating a fair and free election. It is worth to note that the journey to the final destination with this uncompromising option, which Oromo has been presented with, will not be a light one. Realistically, according to Oromia's current position, Oromia transitional government process will be an aspect of the struggle movement. A transitional government, by its nature, cannot be owned or executed solely by one political organization. And I stress this because a desire to get involved is a right to representation. All Oromos are stakeholders of the process until the successful implementation of Oromia transitional government. As we move along to the realm of my topic, Diaspora's understanding of the context of transitional government and the right of everyone's engagement is first step towards contribution. Because of the obvious distance and the extent of Diaspora's contribution will be remote, Oromia's national transitional government can only be implemented in Oromia. Forming an exile government is not part of the process. When engaging Diaspora, it's with a clear confidence that Oromia's leadership is in Oromia equipped with the knowledge and clear vision for Oromia. I will briefly examine the role of religious institutions, youth, women, scholars, and Oromo community. Based on Oromo's past experience, the effectiveness of advocacy and importance of media are worth to figure out and utilize efficiently. Most importantly, the centerpiece of the glue of this process is the unity factor. The foundation of the Oromia National Transitional Government is unity of the Oromo people. Diaspora is positioned for this process. Diaspora is well positioned for this process since Ethiopia's government is utilizing the divide and conquer theory as a tool and utilize those who choose to be means of confusion and a way for the illegitimate government to rule Oromia with an iron fist. At the comfort and safety of the Oromo diaspora, Oromos abroad have the opportunity to lay the conducive environment for ONTG to thrive in terms of collaboration towards a common goal. ONTG is the only national initiative which creates a common platform for the diverse ideological difference we might have, approaching the need for unity while addressing the real issues which stands in between the one big family of Oromo and its brothers and sisters. Perhaps the process of healing to facilitate a collaborative and a common goal towards creating a patriotic view of Oromo and Oromia can be a simple task for Diaspora. And one title that kind of was the role of Oromo women. And these political platforms are usually tense, but I think I would allow myself to have fun with this. And so when I was given this subject matter, I wondered why they didn't consider to examine what the role of men might be. Or is the role of men simply a given without a consideration on qualification? On a serious note, in the context of ONTG, the role of women is the same as men. The process cannot mark the gender as a criteria when participating in the transitional government. Women will not do any different. In fact, if given the opportunity, perhaps women might perform better politically than men. So I would advise our men not to focus focus on gender than with love at hand. When women should also not wait for invitation or to be prompted or accepted by others to participate in a political platform. I would say to all Oromo women out there, if you know you have something to contribute or have a better idea for Oromia than what's out there, get involved at your capacity and share your ideas. Don't be intimidated. There are millions of us who would rally behind you. If need be, we are prepared to provide you with the support for you to thrive. Who knows? Perhaps perhaps a group of women can lead this Oromia National Transitional Government initiative and allow the Oromo population to enjoy the effectiveness of the outcome much sooner than men would. I will address the following sectors in point format just to save time. And as for the role for Oromo youth, the role of Oromo youth is, I perceive it to be limitless, especially because of their ambition. You can promote OMTG during establishment and volunteer. Project. Thus far, the participants of OMTG are OILAC and OFC. So during the election period, youth can campaign for their choice of political party by making polls, creating social media campaign, and by the means of their creative ways. And as for the role of Oromo religion institutions, religious institutions can participate as a stakeholder. Another best way is by participating with its faith institution, by partnering with their faith institution in Oromia to contribute and come to a consensus as far as the separation of religion and state and the extent of their engagement on a national issue. Then influence in the process of the Oromia Charter document, which would serve as a temporary constitution during a period, the period of the transitional government. Most importantly, though, encouraging its congregation to participate on matters of the country is far more reaching. And as for the role of scholars, utilizing your expertise in to prepare various documents required for the process, contribute during the formation of the autonomous institutions for Oromia, especially to resolve to restore the Geda system for governance of Oromia, or by creating autonomous institutions is a key in creating a sustainable and upward mobilized society. Another important role would be engaging in the process of identifying Oromia's natural resources, then equipping Oromia's universities to create a curriculum fitted to capacitate the next generation to manage its own resources instead of outsourcing. I have completely left alone my PowerPoint. I'm not sure where I'm at as far as that, but I'll just continue with my document. There we go. All right. Better late than never. Sorry. The role of media. The importance of media is undeniable because of its capacity to reach vast. Exclusively utilizing media for the purpose of awareness and to provide balanced coverage in the crucial coverage the diversity of what Oromia transitional government represents will contribute as one way, and to provide a fair and equal access to all Oromo political organizations in order for them to reach the vast Oromia population is another. Oromo media have the professional credibility to participate, to partner up with international media outlets and possibly share the Oromia transitional government agenda with the rest of the world. The role of Oromo communities is to follow up on the progress of the Oromia National Transitional Government, communicate and create awareness with the community and beyond. Oromo communities can provide financial support for the operational tasks and logistical aspects of the training of various skills required to implement the transitional government, promote Oromo's need for proper political representation, and for self-governance. Advocacy work has been supported by Oromo communities for many, many years, and Diaspora's access to the rest of the world has enabled the Oromo voice to be heard. After making ourselves understood by protesting, writing letters, especially the past few months, and the unfortunate fact that the international community has voice but failed to represent in a peaceful manner, as it does for others, should provide us with the sufficient understanding to shift our collective efforts to the outcome where we are in control of. What I mean by that is that clear understanding. It starts with the obvious need to stand independent and carve our own destiny. Perhaps inward solution will save many lives and facilitate peaceful and well-governed Oromia. When advocating for human rights in Oromia, the question is a matter of oppression. And as a result of the incumbent government's desire to rule with its iron fist, therefore the answer Oromo desires is freedom from such rule. And advocacy should do a promotional communication on behalf of the Oromo struggle and in support of the Oromia National Transitional. Oromo has a legal right to create its own transitional government and form a democratic governance by means of facilitating a fair and a free election for its people. And this historical initiative will rightfully pave the way to Oromo's ultimate destination. Even with the perspective of the international law, the right to self-determination is completely in the hands of the Oromo.
Thank you very much for taking even before you start. I assure you something, I agree with you that women have confirmed in Germany that they are the best leaders. You understand? Our chancellor is the best last leader of the world. So we see her as the leader. So the women must be encouraged to take the lead. And hopefully we see future alliance in Oromia. Now, when we take Angatu yes, Londoni, I hope you are hearing me now. So please go ahead with your presentation.
For your very kind introduction. I was having some internet trouble earlier, so I apologize for the delay in my presentation. But let me go ahead and screen. I wonder if I'm able to do that. Yes. Okay.
Yes, you can do it. Go ahead.
Okay, so do you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So hello everyone. My name is Angashu, as mentioned. It's an honor to be able to speak on this platform today, and I'm grateful to you all for investing your time in the construction of our nation's future. I'll be speaking about the roadmap for establishing the Oromia National Transitional Government, and some of the challenges and opportunities that the ONTG may face. So, when the rule of a coup regime is ended by an internal revolution, transitioning to a new and peaceful social order can become a difficult endeavor. The outcome of the ghetto movement illustrated the importance of meticulously designing a roadmap and understanding the complexities of a political transition that follows such revolution. Following the demise of the TDF-led EPRDF regime, the Prosperity Party became a sobering experience of an incoherent transition. And we now stand facing a grim reality as to the viability of the choices that were made. Transition is a time of uncertainty in the form of diminished central power and an institutional vacuum. It's a particularly challenging period to Unfortunately, the previous transition did not receive such attention. So as we proceed towards establishing an Oromia National Transitional Government to help right the wrongs that were committed against the people of Oromia during the failed Ethiopian transition, the goal will be to secure the transition to peace and preventing a return to full governance, such as we just freed ourselves from. The conditions in which Oromia is first indicate that the transition was not badly designed, but rather that it wasn't designed at all. Our transition must be structurally sound, strong and deliberate directives to navigate the challenges and achieve our desired outcomes of peace and democracy. Goals of the Oromia Transitional Government are transparent and direct. They are to safeguard the continuity of Oromo society as a nation, to guarantee a safe, incorruptible, and irreversible process of transition, and to hold elections. In order to achieve these goals, there are structural elements that are fundamental to implementing a successful transition, which the ONTG must fulfill. These pillars of the transitional structure are institutions, an electoral framework, and confidence-building measures. The main institution is the transitional government itself. This will be established through an inter-Oromo dialogue, including all Oromo political organizations that are working independently to create a collective of Oromo political stakeholders who agree to become signatories to the transitional government roadmap. The stakeholders who are signatories of the roadmap shall oversee the work of the transitional government. Within the ONTG, there will be political institutions that determine and implement the laws, policies, rights, and regulations that will form the basis for administering Oromia during the transitional period. To establish these transitional institutions, through dialogue and a mutually agreed upon process, political stakeholders within the ONTG will appoint members to various positions within these institutions, ensuring an equitable distribution of criteria such as political, gender, regional background, and so on. Facilitate a successful election process. Signatories of the ONTG shall establish an independent electoral commission of Oromia to the development and implementation of the election with the support of a credible, neutral, transparent, and independent electoral framework based on respect for human rights and international law. Its operation, composition, and jurisdiction shall be prescribed by law, which is to be adopted by the transitional stakeholder signatories. Furthermore, Oromo civil society and media shall be entitled to monitor the elections and challenge any political stakeholders who violate the electoral code of ethics to ensure peace electoral conduct. In order to build the confidence of the Oromo nation in the ONCT, there are a number of measures that need to be considered. Some important considerations that will be adhered to include the entire administrative machinery of the transition remaining neutral during the transition period, particularly in the electoral process. The transitional institutions will also commit themselves to adopting security and confidence-building measures to create a serene and peaceful environment by terminating the ongoing proceedings against members of the opposition that are politically motivated, and by adhering to the rule of law and the machinery of the transition and all the transitional institutions shall undertake protection and promotion of human rights in Oromia and respect freedom of expression, opinion, association, and demonstration, as well as press freedom. Blanket amnesty will be granted for all political prisoners in attendance or in absentia, and the ONTD should allow all Oromo citizens in exile to return to the country unconditionally. There will also be a national reconciliation process, which will be initiated to begin healing past individual and collective wounds and lay down a sound foundation for the future of Oromia. Some of the challenges that may be faced are both internal and external. Internally, division has been a long-standing handicap in our struggle for freedom. Given such division has often been exploited and magnified, if not entirely manufactured, by colonial powers and influence, we must take accountability for our shortcomings and work steadfastly to prevent any intrusive practice. This includes instability within our political camps, indecision on political strategy and means of support, and inadequate organization. In a country where there is arbitrary arrest, the destruction of property, innocent civilians, and having become part of the state forces, political opposition have been kept in prison for exercising their rights, oppression, that is a separate set of challenges that we need to deal with from Furthermore, the Ethiopian People has allowed no state opposition groups to function properly in Oromia. They have not been able to freely engage and approach protest, nor are they able to campaign and educate citizens about their political programs, platforms, and ideologies. Establishing the ONCT within such a hostile surrounding environment will require a robust roadmap and thorough national security concerns will also become an issue in such a hostile environment, and the possibility of conflict is an unfortunate reality that must be recognized. To conquer the challenges we are confronting as a nation, both internally and externally, a well-organized, inclusive, strategically sound, clear political platform is required in Oromia. This platform must have strong leadership and a robust chain of command. It must be capable of exposing the inhumane actions of the Ethiopian government, and it must establish a method for preventing any further infringement of the illegitimate Ethiopian government on the rights of civilians in Oromia. It must address long-standing national issues, and it's absolutely imperative that the ONTD establishes strong diplomatic relationships with surrounding nations and nationalities to safeguard the peaceful transition to democracy. Building of the civil governance framework also needs to be concurrent and integrated with the armed struggle. There needs to be acknowledgement of their contribution to armed life, and integrating them into the ONTD will also provide accountability for the activity of the armed faction of the movement. The opportunities that exist with the ONTD are simple. It gives us an opportunity for real democracy, real freedom, real liberty. It provides us with an opportunity to set an example and set the tone for the rest of Ethiopia in regards regards to democratic governance of the nation. It provides us with a space to implement outside of indigenous institutions. The Oromo culture was designed for self-governance. And if we don't allow that to take space and to flourish, we're undermining and suppressing our own personhood. We also get the opportunity to build a nation that provides opportunity for future generations. We get the opportunity to end the exodus of young Oromos from Oromia, dying in the Mediterranean, dying in Yemen, dying in Saudi Arabia, trying to escape the oppression and the persecution that they face in Oromia. The success of a nation is rooted in and having an ONTT, establishing an ONTT and using the ONTT to transition to a democratic, free and peaceful Oromia will provide that foundation for our people to build their nation and to allow people to thrive. And that is it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Adiangatu. You have used your time Dosa King Oboy, nama jento kopi, Dr. Mohabbat Arga, Aliko Rabi Suda, Mula Kodra, Amambo, Ahmad, Samari, Kajet, Ahmad Harri Karangama, Afurin Arga, nama Syadu Tadi, Ahmad Kabi dan Sanda Ahmad, Makanan kami tiga baca. Dua Idosa King Boy, Terwa Muhammad Hasan Abdul Profesor Muhammad Said Voice of Africa. Jangan kadang berlalu banyak Idosa King Boy. Kami ini terima kasih. Admin untuk tiga apakah
Come here for your presentation of this is very beautiful, young energy. Presentation is amma isa jirna da we wani kuma hasu wana mai is I used to goli khana kabuna almost struggling with katam kabati when you have to worry take away kabati din kuni katam kabati we're rolling. Can you just let us know that? And at the same time, again, the next one is transitional government. How can we have how are we going to sit down and trust this government and put in another Oromo political parties or leaders to bring back to the country, and where we already know we pay heavy price, 1991, 2018, 2020, all this we pay heavy price. How can we trust this government? Because this government is just and one question for me, what role OLA played on the transitional government. I just want to leave that.
Okay, Tole baay'ee fayyaadha. Achumaan irraa buusiidha kan kee buusteetta gara ta'uufi Dr. Mo'atti buufu.
Okay, narageessu. So Galatoma Angatu Ayitu Bada Galatoma, you are right. So Gafinko Manama Angatum Kafte, very important point. National reconciliation you can give. So in this one, Bada is Malik Jelan will have that Pakistan. Badi Hamada Ham many jeras am soda sara kan dufusi akna ilag. So is there a way to integrate this conflict to this underwater? By the way, what the
It's for every
yeah, Angato Kafte, Garusinas Gentil, as well as the Professor Mark with this one carrot, the need for national reconciliation.
Muhammad Hassan
Dr. Bandi Galatomi, Alin Maka at 3:30 Zoom Ibrahim Federal Minister of Canada address inni dubbate booda xiqqoo waan akkasii ammas presentation qaba yogguu 3:30 taate kanarraa bahuuf jedhee emailii yoo text cell phone waan inni qabneef farmaasi wajjin ergotu
baay'ee fayyadaa Professor egaa opportunity kanatti fayyadamaa Professor Dusaanii fayyee gara biraan waan isa gaafatan gaafatu gaaffiin ammaa egaa isa Dr. Mo'aa gaafate sun deebisanii baasan Professor Muhammad voice of one of Africa.
Okay, but Gafinkia, I think mentioned about our internal issues, external issues, and the security issues. Especially, we can work on the internal issues and other issues, but I still have a big challenge about the security issues. In diaspora, we can do whatever we want, but the Ethiopian government is not really whether it is right or wrong. As long as we have that, we never laid out to do freely what they want. So how we can deal with that kind of an answer or anyone
Indagama. Baay'ee galatooma yaadni dhiyaateen dhumsaa baay'ee bareedaadha. Angaaffii tokkoon qaba. Gaaffiin ani qabu keessumaa jalqaba irratti yeroo jalqabu Dr. Asfaaw kan kaasan qabu kana keessa aggressive kan ta'ee fi qaama hidhatee wallaasaa hundumaa balaaleffatee socho'u hamaati jira. Inni kun egaa naannoo Amaaraa jedhamee kan beekamutti jira. Sanarraati kan socho'u inni guddaa yoo ta'u illee deeggarsa mootummaa federaalaas ni qaba qaamni kun. Amma waan argaa jiru Oromo National Transitional Government kana wajjin ol qabatee what force can really defend for our community or our people in Oromia in order to establish the ONTG and ground it on the ground, because Wanni biyya keessa jiru akkamitti mootummaa ce'umsaa kana jalatti ijaaramuu danda'a waan ta'eef tarsiimoo clear lafa maaltu taa'ee jira eessa geenyee irraa gara deemuu jira akkamitti biyya keessatti lafa qabsiifna wanti jedhu yoonni missing godhatee hin beeku malee kunitu clearly dubbatamee irratti mari'atamee gaariidha akkaataa keessumaa hangaattuun dhumarratti kan isheen kaafte sun waan gaarii ta'e garuu waan akkamitti biyya keessatti lafa qabsiifna dhimma kanaa akka jedhutu ifatti ka'ee isaan kan irratti dubbachuu danda'u garuu akka tarsiimoota akka istirateejiitti kan ilaalame maalii hangaattuu kan jedhu gaggaafii koo galatooma.
Amma itti fuftuudha. Amma gaaffii duraa sila kaafna.
Naannoo sana kan
Ho'i kana biyya kana biyya gaafate. Akka itti fufi.
Thank you for your question. I'm going to preface this by saying that I think some of the other speakers probably need to qualify to answer questions that were posed. But so I think your question was in regards to the role of Ola in the transition or in the OMTG currently. Is that your question? Yeah. So the OMTG is still under construction, so to speak. So the work of integrating Ola is underway. It's under negotiation. There are obviously a lot of factors that need to be considered. So it's something that can't be, well, the position of it cannot be clearly defined at this moment. But I would also like to allow Professor Asfa maybe to add any comments to that question.
Professor Asfa, unmute yourself. The question, if I think, was what is the role of Ola? Now, the Oromo Liberation Army is a defensive army. It is not for the purpose of attacking anybody. It is for the purpose of defending the helpless people, unarmed people, the weak, those who are being ruthlessly killed and jailed on a daily basis. Now that said, the route that we have selected for the Oromo National Transitional is internally peaceful, and all Oromo forces, armed and non-armed, will be the guardians of the accomplishment, the achievements of the Oromo people, part of which is the ONTG. Now, I want you to also understand that there is a lot of sensitivity in this question. We don't want to get into the details. In fact, the second part of the government, if I may allow also to address that, how can you negotiate with this government? Exactly. We are not going to negotiate with this government. This also answers Ogogoro's question. Taksimo Maliti, Ontijin Habata, and Ontijin in Oromia already in Abatera. There is already Oromo National Transitional Government Korea Institute in Oromia. Korea National Government Institute, what it is organizing committee in Oromia already been established. We are the diaspora branch. It's report Goda. So the purpose of all this creation, all these efforts, to also address Dr. Ma's question while I am at it, is because all sorts of efforts have failed with Abiy's government. We are not, with the door is open if they want to give up for the killings, release all political prisoners, but we are not going to trust them. We are going to wait until they do it. We are marching, and this will happen with or without them. And it is going on as we speak. Gabab said, I think Professor Mohammed Angatu and Ayetu can add one in Jala Rafat Ujra. Professor Mohammed, before you leave, can you say something?
Yes, and but as found a Kagari copies I'll let you know. Media as case you know Makanian Brele Yota Mata be a case you rapport and Danda and I that be a case that was found Lafa Abateti Yanipun Umatake, some Matake yet the day that take you. Motumana Majir to tone. Oromia digu akabar badan, sera jiru akabar barbadan. Ufarau kanada pajasu barbadan. Ummata Kenya kakabso meka walinuke Oromia ya pajasu. Baka sadeti tada pajasani ishu Oromo liban. Namu rakumaganda isa kohoduban. Manje juga ummata Kenya balleisu barbadan je. Jangan sampai yang rukuman di dalam wajah wanita jualan dan berkisah jadi wanita lebaran ini kopes. Karena umat Kenya kagoda. Taola refu wanita itu baju ise. Wanita lagu ya cufmale. Arhan tena umat Kenya kan defending on. Motumman amma jirtu umat Kenya fit. Amata lama fi walaka umatakenya zoning torba Oromia kaisat command post jalajib state of emergency yaju bakka nama akabine isatti kala odo kalani isani takami kalani mata ramurani harka ramurani mila ramurani fajasani bar dinumma kana asini yitti nama mana kaisatti Dubarti amata torbatami mana keessatti kubanii ajjeesaniimi awwaalchallee dhoorkaniimi kun mootummaa miti warra ummata keenya balleessu warra laal isaan kan barbaadan qabeenya Oromoo ummata keenyaa miti bar qabeenya Oromoo qofu ummata Oromoo kawaatu aktivistoota Oromoo jechuu biyya yeroo qarree eega Namtichi Abiy Jaaniin kun sultaana rabbe dura mangaajee qeeroo arrabsa isaanii araadaan baasee lola irra geggeessee irra guddaan nama akka ajjeefamu qeeroomi bar iddoo qofa nama 5,000tu qeeroon hidhaa keessa jira biyya keessa yoo xiqqaate 5,000 mootummaa ol ta'uu dandeenya. Oromiyaa qofa keessa namni Oromoo kan hidhaa jiru har'a 100,000 olii bar. Mana hidha mootummaa mana hidhaa keessaa fuutee qeeroo ajjeef. Ton mootummaa jechuun danda'amu diina ummata keenyaati kan balleessuu barbaadanis ummata keenya kana dura dhaabbachuu kan danda'u waboo qof amata lamaa fi walakkaa ni balleessina jedhanii hin dandeenye. Kanaa jecha ummanni keenya karaa dandaheen waboo maddii dhaabbachuu diina dhufee manatti ilmaan keessi jalatti qabeenya keessi harkaa saamu san dura dhaabbachuuf waboo ati waa takkallee harkaan qabdu harki kee qullaa waboo maddii dhaabbachuun dirqama jechuun barbaade dhiifama ani danda'u dhamba gama kiyyaa.
Professor Muhammad hedduu galatoomaa barsiisa gaarii nu barsiiftanii itti fuftu waan akkasii kanaa lafa dhaqxan sanas immoo keenya bakka keenya fuutanii ambaasaaddarii nu taatanii dubbatti deemnee abdannaa kanaa fi qoomaa nagaadhaan naqaa fayyaa ta'a. Gaaffiin itti dhufee jira garuu gaaffiin qofa dhiifama gaaffiin Dr. Warqineen deebine hin deebine na yaala waa'ee security dubbate gabaabsee dhumatee Doktore konsernii guddaadha namni biraanillee kaaseera dubbii kana akkamitti mootummaa kana diinummaa isaa beekanii akkamitti achi jalatti kuni hojjetamuu danda'a kan jedhu egaa tokkoffaa qabsoon Oromoo bakka ture miti amma namni keenya wal ijaaruu bareera akka duraa miti iccitis eeguu bareera nutis kanumaa fidanii koo afaan qabanna sanarratti komeenti gochuu barbaadnu ilaalchi namas kana jechuun an danda'a lakkoofsa guddaatu ajandaa kana duukaa bu'ee biyya keessatti luuca'ee warri na caalaa beekan jiru garuu sana qaamaa jechuun illee walsaaxilu taatee callisaa taa'aa but I think 70% Oromia keessatti ummatti kun diriireera yoo jedhe exaggeration hin ta'u. So security suni hamma wanaatti you have defeated it warri biyya keessaa kana isa gaariitti beeku nuuf jettanii sodaattiinaa isin hojii keessan hojjedhaan jedhan kanaafi isheen waan isaan jedhan isas eegee waan isaan saaxilu hin hojjenne by the way waan tokko kan ittiin isaaniin miidhuu danda'amu kan ittiin isaan miidhuu danda'an as teenye waboo wajjin hojjennaa yoo jennu sababa dhalaadhaaf mootummaa kanaa walii galle sababa dhalaadhaaf sana liinkii sana anis Professor Muhammadis personal view keenya dha dubbannu malee ONTG represent goonee miti kan dubbannu hariiroo nuti yookiin immoo deeggarsa nuti waboo qabnu kun personal isaanii keenya kan ONTG isaanumatu hariiroo sana standii sana isaantu fudhata nuti achi keessan seenu but personally kan koo yeroo darbis dubbadheera haadha Professor Muhammadis personally waan ittaman dubbateera biyya alaa jirra yaada keenya bilisaan ibsuudhaaf namni nu gaafatu mirga qabna but soon it is our personal waligalle